Still early days, and I need to look at everything. I need to look at what the bus routes are doing and talk to the team, which I'm doing already, and see the costs involved. But I do agree. I have nothing against people owning cars, but I would like to see, and I think everybody would agree with this, cars safely stored away off the road and used as little as possible. And therefore, it's a good problem to have that buses are full, because it means people are using them, but we have to respond to that. And I completely get the fact that if there's a pram or a buggy or a wheelchair user, they're not going to be able to cycle, and we have to offer increased public transport. So I'm with him on that. I just need to see what I can do in order to achieve that.
I had a question about the cycle lanes from another John.
The cycle lane is continuing. Are they going to do away with all the parkings along waterfront? And is the minister aware of how few people actually use the parking lane? Except for, from what I've heard, some the Spanish workers first thing in the morning.
John Cortes, what would you say to that?
Okay, cycle lanes have been controversial. I think unnecessarily so. And they are used quite a bit. The figures are there. There's a counter that shows quite how used they are. And I think it doesn't really matter who uses it. If we have Spanish workers coming in and they're using cycles, then the fact that it's them and not anybody else doesn't make a difference. If we have the cyclists, let's keep them on the lanes. I think it's safer for everybody. I think cycle lanes are a good thing. I think we really have to change the way we move around, and I am not at all against cycle lanes, but clearly they have to be done and managed in such a way that it doesn't prejudice other users of the road. But on this specific question, the idea is that there shouldn't be a loss of parking. There are two options for the next stretch of cycle lanes. One is exactly where the caller has said, which is along the front of Water Gardens. And the other option is to take it across the road. And that is, at the moment, the preferred options along what is now a promenade, which would be divided up to allow flow for bicycles. So we've got to do it. I think it's the right thing. There's a modern green city approach that the whole of Europe is trying to adopt, but it's got to be done in a way that it doesn't prejudice other users of the roads.
It sounds like traffic and transport is more problematic and is going to be more of a headache than culture was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And culture was much more fun. I'm hoping that I'll get to enjoy this one. But there we go. It's my responsibility and I'll have to deal with it. Occasionally, I'll still get invited to some dance shows.
Para lo bueno y para lo malo, ¿no?
¿Qué vamos a hacer? Para eso me ha puesto aquí el pueblo.